final trailer we're going to be talking about and final discussion in this week's episode, No Time to Die, the latest James Bond 007 movie to come out. We finally got a trailer for it. We've been waiting for this for a while now. And this movie's going to be pretty cool because in the last movie, Spectre, it was rumored that this might be Daniel Craig's final film. Now, evidently, it turned out not to be. They convinced Craig to come back and do one more movie, and I'm pretty happy about that because Spectre was a letdown to me. Just to cover, in terms of Daniel Craig's tenure as James Bond, Casino Royale, great. I think Casino Royale was a great start to this new iteration of the franchise. Daniel Craig's a great Bond, all that good stuff. Quantum of Solace, not bad, just not on the same level as Casino Royale. I don't know, the story seemed a little, not properly structured in a few places. I don't know, something about the end just didn't feel earned and added up to me. I don't know, but then you had Skyfall. Skyfall, awesome. It was great. Loved it. We brought back Q into the James Bond universe, all that cool stuff. And then we got to more expand on James and M's relationship, and played by the great Judi Dench. And of course, we brought in Ralph Fiennes to take over the M position. Skyfall, great. Spectre, really let down by Spectre. And one of the things that let me down most about Spectre was, unfortunately, I have to say Christoph Waltz, who... Christoph Waltz is a great actor. When I heard he was going to play Blofeld, one of the most famous Bond villains in the franchise's history, I was like, Christoph Waltz playing Blofeld? This is going to be freaking awesome. This is going to be great. And it wasn't. I was like, how did you screw this? How did you guys screw this up? It was like his villain was so boring, and he acted like he was so in charge and power, but didn't ever feel like he was powerful. And he's like, I am what was it, the orchestrator of all your pain, or the conductor, or the whatever. I was like, really? Was he really connected to all this stuff this whole time? Some things felt like it didn't add up, and I just felt like the dialogue and the directing wasn't there to really elevate Christoph Waltz's performance. So it's not a total dump of a film, but it is missing. It's just. And then also, you had, another thing about Spectre. I'm supposed to be talking about this new trailer here, but I'm dumping on Spectre. But it's my show, so I'm going to keep doing it. Spectre was once again, in Spectre, we have James, his new love interest, Madeline, who I didn't believe the chemistry between the actors at all. I didn't buy it at all that these two had fallen in love, which is unfortunate because that relationship is going to be continued in this new film, No Time to Die. So, let's just get into it. So we see James and Madeline in some beautiful European city. That's one thing I loved about these new Bond films. They found some fantastic landscapes. Beautiful sets, areas, and cities and places by the beach, and the just gorgeous mountains and hills. Oh my God, some fantastic, beautiful visuals in these movies. Fantastic. But anyway, so they seem to be in a car chase through some European city, and it would appear that Madeline, who James left the spy game for, married to settle down with, has betrayed James. They don't say in the trailer what she's done, but it's something that, it's she's like, I didn't do anything, and he's like, oh yeah, sure you didn't, basically. So we got that going on. And it's just James being forced to get back into the action hero kind of position to survive and get him and Madeline out of there. The trailer continues on, which we see some kind of terrorist organization either robbing or destroying someplace. And we see M saying, call 007, we need him back in action. Now remember, at this point, James has been retired for a couple years. He never really intended to get back in the spy game. But not only is M calling him back, Felix, the American agent that he's been friends with throughout the franchise, he's calling. He's like, James, I need your help too. So whatever's going on, it's something huge. It's something big. And if so, good, because this is going to be Daniel Craig's. This is confirmed. This is going to be his last Bond film. Period. No discussion. And if that's so, we got to go big again. We got to get this thing, going, big time. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. We got to end this thing off on a good fucking note. So James is called back, and he pulls out the car out of storage, the Aston Martin, which, oh my God, something happens with. We'll get to it. I got to hold back. We'll get to it. We got to get to it. But anyway, James meets basically his replacement, the new Double O, and she's not impressed with James. She basically tells him like, "Hey, you've been gone for a couple years. I don't give a damn what you did. I'm here now. Don't get in my way." Like she's not having James. She doesn't care what he did in the past. What bad guys he took down, what he did for Queen and country. None of that stuff. Stay out of my way. I ain't got time for your bull. So that creates some tension between them. I'm sure throughout the course of the movie we'll see them having to forced to be working together. James having to concede some things to her, she having to concede some things to him. But in the end, they're probably going to help each other out. I would hope so. That or I don't know. James is just going to be looking more badass than her. I don't know. We'll see. A lot of people are thinking that this is going to be some tactic to replace James, that they're going to continue this franchise with this new Double O agent who might, I think it's been said as, it's been said in early reports that when James retired, she became the new 007. Now remember, James, the 007 is just a title for the agent, so there's definitely going to be, some people are saying like they're going to continue the franchise with this new actress who, Lashana Lynch, I'm saying that right? She was in Captain Marvel. But yeah, so a lot of people don't want to see that. They're saying if it's not James Bond, we don't want to see someone else take over the 007 title. And I'll say this, if it's just some spin-off series, fine. But if it's one of the things where like another thing, a fan theory in the James Bond universe is that it's not only that 007 is a title, but James Bond is a title. That James, that's not his real name. His real, actual name is not James Bond. That's just a name they give him, so when he goes out on missions, he can just say that name instead of his real name. And a lot of people are also afraid that that's going to be made true in this film, and that she's also going to take on the name of James Bond, which I'm pretty sure James isn't a name that can go male or female, so I don't know about that. If it's just a spin-off series with this character, fine, but it's as far as I don't know, James Bond is such a male-oriented character. I think it'd be tricky to try to flip that to the female version, right? I mean, if they can pull it off, fine, cool. But I don't see it working out like that. I just don't. So the trailer continues on. James is now back into things. He's been retired for a few years, but and he has to he has to reconnect with Q. He has to go see Moneypenny. But he has to things get crazy because he has to go talk to Blofeld, who's in custody. But then Madeline's there too. They, MI6 apparently brought Madeline in. So not only does he have to confront the woman who he feels has betrayed her, which once again, they don't say in the trailer what she's done. He just only knows that James feels betrayed, which gotta hit him to his core because in the first movie as Daniel Craig's James Bond, he fell in love with Vesper Lynd. And Vesper betrayed him too, as much as she loved him. And it was, proven by the end of the movie that she did love him, but she was just in a corner, and she had to do what she had to do. So for now, the second woman that he planned to retire with, live the rest of his days with, be married to, is now betraying. This is really going to mess with his head. So we'll see how that goes. So they bring back Christoph Waltz. We see him in the trailer as Blofeld having a conversation with James. And apparently Blofeld knows things that James doesn't. Surprise, the head of Spectre knows things that James does not. Whatever. But yeah, so this is really going to be pushing James to figure out the truth behind it. What Madeline's secret that she's been keeping from him that has led him to believe that she's betrayed him. And then finally, we get the new villain played by Rami Malek, who most people know is playing, in Bohemian Rhapsody, playing Freddie Mercury. There we go. Freddie Mercury. And he's this new villain who's got some kind of disfigured face. And wears this white, creepy mask that's almost like a slasher villain mask. Kind of creepy in a way, and he basically tells James, you're just a man that kills and shoots people and punches them and stabs them. When you die, that all goes with you. But me, what I've done, it will continue on. And James is like, yeah, you're not the first person to say that kind of stuff to me. You're gonna die. He doesn't say it that way, but in so many words, James is like, you're not invincible. You're not some god character. Just don't screw with me. I've faced your kind many times before. So this is really, I'm excited for this film. We have, Daniel Craig's last confirmed go as Bond, who's been a great Bond. I think fantastic. I think he's done a great job, especially since he's one of those Bond. He's the type of guy that likes to do his own stunts, as we reported on the show a couple months ago, I believe. Daniel Craig did sustain an injury on set, and they had to delay final shooting for a few weeks. Thankfully, as far as I know, he is fine now. And a guy like that who likes to do his own stunts. Daniel Craig, he's starting to get to the point in his age where, as in good a shape as he is, way better shape than I am. I'm not denying, his athleticism, but he's at the point where it's like, the body can only do that kind of stuff for so many years. So I think it's a good idea that he's, stepping out of Bond now when he is. And I'm really excited for this film. You got another great cast. Rami Malek playing the villain. I'm hoping they nail the villain this time. Don't screw it up, people. Please make this a good villain. You also got Ana de Armas, who was in Knives Out recently, also starring with Daniel Craig. So that I'm sure those two have probably built a rapport at this point. I'm not sure what her character in the movie is. What her purpose is. The trailer really doesn't reveal that. All we know is we see her shooting some machine guns and kicking some butt. And of course, it's definitely the coolest fanboy moment in the trailer. At the end, James and Madeline are in the Aston Martin, the James Bond car, and they're surrounded by these guys. They're just shooting them, and like the armor's holding up mostly. But then James hits a button on the car, and Gatling guns come out of the headlights, and he just spins the car around and just blasts these guys. And it's awesome. That's some classic James Bond car shit, and it's awesome. I'm not going to pretend like I'm not geeking out right now. It was awesome. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's the little boy in me. It's like, there's guns coming out of the car. Holy crap. Right? It's just great. I love it. I love it. But anyway, yeah. So, No Time to Die. Daniel Craig's final go as Bond. I'm excited for this. I'll definitely be checking it out. Definitely be doing a review for it. It comes out April 2nd. I can't wait. I've been watching James Bond movies since I was a little kid. I got a buddy of mine who's like a hardcore James Bond guy. Him and I have had many discussions about James Bond before in the past. So, I'm excited to see where this is all going and, or where it's all going to end. Final go is James Bond. Can't miss it. Hey everybody, hope you enjoyed that clip. If you want to see a full episode, I live stream every Thursday night on Facebook right after I see the movie, or you can tune in to the Revenge Online Radio Network every Friday morning at 9 a.m. If you enjoyed the show, please consider contributing to the Patreon, patreon.com/PO Vincent.